When God created the world, he gave the world to Albania. But because Albania is a nice country, it gave up some of its land to the other countries so that they could exist. Now you may be saying, Lemon Cake, that can't be true, but trust me, it happened in 1443 or something. I don't know. Basically, for us it means that when we load into EU4, we have a bit of a historical inaccuracy. Namely that in the culture map mode, there exist provinces that are not Albanian. Today, I've resolved this issue, and I guess the question now stands. What will the world look like if everyone was Albanian? Right, well, before we get into the video, just a quick piss up to say that a like would be appreciated and a subscription would be amazing. But enough self-shitting. What are the consequences of a world where everyone is Albanian? So here we are in EU4, and as you can see, everything is looking normal in terms of country setup. Haven't changed any provinces around, or colonized anything extra, or done anything of that nature. However, if we head on over to the culture map mode, everyone's Albanian. Yeah, I mean, includes all the uncolonized provinces, includes the entirety of the New World. Everyone is Albanian. Now, this isn't going to stay. First of all, right off the bat, there's going to be, in Africa, I believe, top of my head, in this area, there's going to be a spawning nation that, like, spawns in and changes a bunch of cultures around, or at least I don't think it spawns in, I think it changes the culture of the local provinces. Same over here, I think these provinces here get colonized and they change some cultures. And of course, if your primary culture is English and you are colonizing, you're going to be colonizing in the New World with English settlers, so you'll be country converting in that regard. So, well, it won't all stay Albanian unless everyone breaks to Albanian rebels, and I guess that is the next point, because, well, the culture being Albanian in this state, again, just to be clear, what this means is that if we take a look at something like England here, where normally the provinces in Wales, let's actually just pop into the game and I'll show you what I mean. So England, right, has provinces in Wales that have Welsh cores on them, nothing unusual there, but normally these cores would not go away because Wales is the primary nation of the Welsh culture group, right? But the primary culture group is Albanian. And what that means is that every other nation that doesn't own the land is going to have their cores slip away in 50 years. And that's quite a big change in that regard. But what's, I think, slightly more interesting and slightly more tragic, but also slightly more terrifying, is, of course, every single culture being Albanian means that every single separatist wants to go back to Albania. As you can see, Wales here has Albanian separatists. And what this means is, of course, hypothetically, if you're someone like the Ottomans and have some Albanian separatists day one, because you just have some unrest in Sivas, well, if these Albanian separatists ever enforce, you lose your entire country to Albanian separatists. Any rebels that break you, or any separatists that ever enforce, means Albania is about to grow and about to gain a whole bunch of cores. Now, it's not that overpowered, and what I mean to say is they still need to be separatists. So, for example, the Ming still has particularists and zealots, right? Those still exist as rebel types. But any separatist rebels are going to be Albanian separatists. And of course, because it's Albanian culture group everywhere, they're all going to be going back to Albania. I also do want to check out here. Mr. Albania, what land do you desire? Pretty reasonable. You're mildly interested in the entire world, but you also really want to get all the land around you. Frankly, you know what, I expected worse, but I guess you don't have cores on everything. But yeah, that's about it for the setup. I mean, nothing else to really say or mention here, so yeah, I think let's get the show on the road, and let's see if Albania does anything with this newfound power. As you can see, Albania hasn't actually started with any extra buffs. I mean, they still have their glorious, beautiful general, but day one, they're still pretty weak. 11 development and a Venice guarantee. Not too much to work with, but they have some incredible potential, is all we'll say. And I guess one of the things I want to quickly check. Yeah, the Ottomans have, for example, accepted the Albanian culture. That makes sense. If we check into England here, they have not accepted the Albanian culture. But they probably should do that. Okay, they should probably consider accepting the Albanian culture group. Once you accept Albanian, you've accepted everyone. Okay, and there we go. The English have dropped the culture and accepted the Albanians. Great job. Same for France over here. I mean, everyone basically is immediately trying to accept the Albanians. Pretty reasonable. Well, I was looking to see what the Ottomans would do. Are they going to still invade Albania? What their game plan is? And the answer is apparently, forget Byzantium, we need to open with an invasion of Theodoro. Why? Why? Why do you have a 1v1 with Theodoro as your opening play, Ottomans? Has becoming Albanian, well, I mean, you haven't actually become, you're still primary culture Turkish, but has really becoming Albanian made you decide to immediately 1v1. Yep. This was the goal of the Ottomans. If their entire country is full of Albanians, they go and fight Theodoro and then get involved into the Timurids. Because of the Sistan War for Independence. Okay. Well, I think they'll be busy doing that for the foreseeable. So I guess great news for Byzantium. They get to live for the foreseeable. And hey, Byzantium's taken this opportunity to eat some more stuff over here. Good job, Byzantium. Albania, meanwhile, remains on 11 development. The excellent opportunity for them to strike while the Ottomans are busy in, well, the Timurids. However, at the same time, they do have, 11 development, and it's 1449. They haven't gained anything new yet in terms of their power. But yep, as you can see, this province here is about to spawn Albanian separatists. Of course it is. Okay, the world beyond Albanian has not been a good thing for Morocco. I'm not really sure what's going on here. I've never really seen them do this before, but quite impressive. But nothing major in the rest of the world so far. Mamluks doing Mamluk things, Ottomans doing Ottoman things, although the Ottoman things at the moment seem to involve marching over to the Timurids. Yep, nothing too unusual in Asia as well as we close off the first 10 years of our campaign. Well, I guess 8 at the moment. But again, everyone in the Americas being Albanian hasn't stopped the Aztecs too much. They can't use Tenochtitlan now because, of course, the culture group isn't Central American. The culture group is Albanian. And okay. Albania has started to pay for their army. It's a new idea. They still haven't... And they're at war. They're at war in the Albanian conquest of Kosovo. Okay. Good shout, although they might be dying to Hungary already, so maybe a bit late for that. We'll see. Oh, no, never mind. Okay, Albania will be able to procure Kosovo. This will be huge for them. And they managed to nab that occupation very, very quickly. Beautiful place by Albania here. They were just waiting for that Kosovo occupation. Glorious planning. A bit of an interesting play to go for a conquest instead of, I guess, waiting for rebels. But you know what? I respect it, and I think they get away with it here. It's not like Serbia can fight them back. It also gives them another fort, a mountain fort, against the Ottomans eventually, and naturally a gold mine. I'm assuming they are going to be desiring all of this land. Absolutely. Maybe they don't grab this province here, but we'll see. Okay, they did not secure this province, but they grabbed Izeta, and they grabbed the gold mines, so far so good on that regard. Albania grows larger. And okay, we actually have some Montenegrin separatists. Fair enough, because while they're Albanian, they do still get separatism here. Same over here? No, these are Serbian separatists. Fair enough. Breaking news from the Congo. They have started their expansions by doing a bit of early expansionism, and more specifically, are they primary culture? They are not primary culture Albanians. So how are you colonizing all of this as Albanian? I guess it doesn't change the culture when you colonize in Africa. Neat. Oh yeah, Congo's having a great game over here being Albanian. And yeah, if everyone is Albanian, I guess they'll just steal Timurid succession because, wow, bigger jam. And very purple fars. Oh, Albania has 6 provinces and 6 state cores. How did that happen? Albanian expansion? Wait a minute. Oh, yep, Albania has made their first moves. They have secured a section of Circassia. Glorious Albanian news. There it is. Albanian Circassia. I don't know why, but the Albanians are very dedicated to expanding to exclusively Orthodox land while being Catholic. Very commendable. I promise I didn't do this. What is going... What? What? No, I'm going to timeline this. What? What happened here? What? How is Mahafaly doing better than me? What? How did this happen? Where's province history? There's province history. Was occupied by fetish zealots, was occupied by Mali, was occupied by rebels, Mali noble rebels, was occupied, annexed by Jolof, became a core. Became a core of... How? God, being on this country brings back trauma, but... How again? What? How is the world being Albanian let Mahafaly steal their way down into sub-Saharan Africa? Okay, sure. That just happens, okay? Alright, well, no further questions, but just to check back into Albania, still no more expansion outside of a little bit of Circassia. Although they do seem to, well, take that opportunity to get their army moved to Circassia, and then get their capital sieged down by Albanian noble rebels. So maybe not the best bet in that regard. Also, we've gone down espionage ideas. Alright, Albania is truly getting into the mindset of stealing all their land back. Very commendable. Oh, of course, because Constantinople they got the mission to turn... Constantinople was Turkish. I forgot about that one as well, yep. And apparently Trebizond as well, but okay. The Turks are back, they've stolen some land from Albania. Okay. Oh, and speaking of, I see that this province is back to being Chinese. I think they converted it so they could use the monument. Okay, good to know the AI will culture convert so they can use the monument again. Speaking of those, no, those are Baluchistan and... Wait, what? Why are these Baluchistan rebels? Why are they getting... Is that because of the religion? I think they only get Albanian if they're Catholic Albanians. If you're not Catholic, you probably get some other types of rebels. That's interesting. I'm vaguely aware of this being a mechanic, to be fair, that you have to be like primary culture, primary religion shenanigans. Because normally like gaming isn't a thing and support rebels isn't like a way of playing the game. I know there are some enjoyers out of there, and I'm aware you guys exist, but yeah, so that probably explains Mahafaly. Baluchistan is also the main, like, I guess, type of rebel here. Maybe I should have made the world a bit less stable, because I think once you accept one culture group, you just kind of accept everyone, and that does mean that actually internal stability is a lot easier. Oh, but Mahafaly continues their expansion here. They've grabbed some of these coffee, cow, and ivory provinces, so even more expansions into Africa. I'm just waiting for even more particulars to spawn on that. Ah, and of course, Usagi is out here fighting Baluchistan separatists in Japan. Has Baluchistan grown? Nope, they are just vibing on their one province and state cause, but they have a claim to quite a bit of land, apparently. Nope, they've just been reduced down to one province, one cause still, but they've got quite a bit of a separatist sentiment gripe in the world at the moment, or at least Asia, I guess. But okay, they finally managed to put down the Baluchi separatists over here, so Baluchistan has it, yeah. I guess it's all the nations becoming primary culture Baluchistan, like primary culture Albanian. So if we look at Baluchistan, is it primary culture Albanian? It is primary culture Albanian, okay. Is Mahafaly primary culture Albanian then? Guess so. Yep, there are 78%. How did they find some Fulani? Oh, that's the new spawn over here, isn't it? Yeah, it is. Okay. Speaking of Mahafaly, please spend your admin points. But alright, Albania hasn't done much outside of their very small Circassian expansion. Well, it's a very cursed and weird world, I'll give you that. It's some very unorthodox expansion from everyone, to be honest. I guess everyone is really embodying the spirit of the Albanian people. That being said, the Albanian Cossacks are about to go siege them out again. So wait, are we going to get a Cossack separatist state? No, it's just going to increase autonomy. Okay, fair enough. Yeah, damn it, no cool Cossack revolt. How did Sus get over? What? How did you get over here, Sus? Are you all... Ah, so anyone that is in the Muslim group who's Albanian gets separatism to Sus. Interesting. Quite fascinating. There's like 3 layers of memes I can make from that, but I feel like half of them get the channel deleted, and I don't know which half, so I'm gonna let your creativity run wild instead of mine on that one. Apart from, of course, the actual Sus provinces, which are occupied by Moroccan separatists, so Morocco might be back soon. Also, there's separatist independence for... Huh. This does nothing. Might have broken the game a little bit. Also, yeah, Baluchistan is gone, but they have some weird cores if we zoom out here. Yeah, as you can see, some cores on China as well. Oh, we do have some colonies, as you can see. Never mind, it's just Castile setting up some more colonies. They're colonizing even more Albanian land over here, but if I'm not mistaken, we've seen colonization in the New World. Well, all of the migratory tribes are naturally Albanian, although they didn't actually accept Albanian. But if we see any colonies... Maybe? Single one? No? Okay, well, hopefully we'll see some primary cultures re-emerge. Aha! A couple others, so we've got some Amra Coptics chaps popping out here. Some Congolese, they're back, and they are, I think, bankrupt, so they're about to disappear. Alright. But yeah, no, the rest of the world remains Albanian. But hey, Persia formed, that's neat. Doesn't that mean that... Well, I mean, they've accepted the Albanians, but yep, Persian Albania's here. Say what you want, but Sus is having a great game over here now. They've 8 provinces, 8 dev. I mean, they're getting sieged out a little bit. Might be the end of them, to be honest, but hey, you know what? They've done something. Mahafaly, honestly, not really. How are you on -3 stab? How are you, like, having issues? Maybe just accept these particulars at this point. Come on. But I will have to say, significantly better global consolidation by 1492. Big Poland. Hungary's doing quite well, honestly. France is looking pretty consolidated, to be clear. Surprisingly good blobbing. Sus has been reduced down to size a bit, but, you know, at least Lemenson can make up for it. Oh no, they spawned Mahafaly separatists. Oh no. Okay, I think Mahafaly might be expanding again, and they just won the battle. Mahafaly, are you keeping up on tech? Wait, is Mahafaly's tech 5? Okay, so they are actually keeping up on tech. Oh god. Mahafaly's keeping up on tech. Bakong as well, they're getting Mahafaly separate. Okay, the Mahafaly insurgencies. Although, unfortunately, Albania is gone. It's fully gone. We're going to have to wait to see if rebels can bring Albania back. I mean, they win the siege race. As long as no one decks Brunswick, Albania might be reborn inside the HRE. Okay, the amount of jokes about Albania migrating into Germany, like... Jesus Christ, I should have picked another country. I thought it would be funny, but it's like the Gaza situation all over again, isn't it? If you're not sure what I'm talking about, then I did make a but they have a core in the entire world video, and given that I mentioned Gaza, you can imagine what immediately decided to do. That being said, I do think it's partition of Bohemia time. Okay, and they didn't do anything to it? Did they grab them as a personal union, at least? Bohemia is a junior partner of Landshut. That is not what I expected them to do. And now they're dying to Austria in the Bohemian succession war. Oh, to Poland. I see. Oh, okay. Right, that's certainly some developments. Speaking of developments, Albania's back in Germany, as mentioned. There it is. Albania returns, with religious defensive ideas as a strong Catholic inside of Germany. Okay, Mahafaly has gained another province, so big news for Mahafaly. Great. And again, poor Jen just cannot beat these Mahafaly separatists, so... Oh god, Mahafaly's about to grab all of this land as well. Who knew? All I had to do to conquer the world as Mahafaly was just make everyone Albanian. Oh, and Albania has again expanded. They've secured the city of Memmingen. That's now Albania. Okay. And there we go. Mahafaly has grown yet again. Look at the size of this Mahafaly. It is continuing to expand. 8 ducats of income now. I wouldn't say they're keeping up on... They're not keeping up on Amatech, but they're keeping up on Mill and Dip, at least somewhat, so... Pretty nice. Unfortunately, Ulmer's now invading Albania in the Ulmer conquest of Memmingen. So I think Ulmer's going to put a stop to Albania. What a phrase. Ulmer's putting a stop to the Albanian invasion of Memmingen. You know what? I was worried a bit initially, thinking not enough stuff would happen, but... Well, there's no world conquest or anything major. We are seeing the Ulm conquest of Memmingen from Albania, and I just really want to repeat that just to make sure we're on the same page here. Because that is a beautiful phrase. But Landshut kept Bohemia through all of that. And Jesus Christ, Bohemia, you have some desires. Very ambitious for a start. What is this? Why has Ulster gained so much of Scotland? Why is Ulster becoming Albanian so inspirational that they... Oh god, they can't kill the separatists, can they? Oh no, Ulster. Oh no. That's the problem with all the weird conquests, is this is just... Oh, maybe they put a stop to them, okay. Maybe Ulster can continue their strength... And now they're fighting England. Okay, that's going to put a stop to the Albanians. Yeah. Oh, never mind though, but the Albanians have secured Orkney. Good news. As in, that's the Albanian capital. Actually, this is the Albanian capital. They've lost their holdings in Germany. Are they still inside the HRE? They are no longer inside the HRE. Okay. Oh, Mahafaly has also secured Pate. Good job, Mahafaly. Great expansion. But the Age of Discovery will be ending soon as the Protestant Reformation has begun. In Sweden and Denmark, actually. Those are the main 2 centers, it seems, so far. Third one spawned? Oh, yes, it has. Brabant has also become a Protestant center. So, with the Protestant Reformation, the Age of Discovery will be coming to an end in 55 months. And Poland is invading Lithuania, the Polish conquest of which Corda and Denmark... Did they not take the PU? I don't think they took the PU. Did they? Fascinating. They've done very well for not taking the PU. Normally the AI really needs the PU. That being said, this Serbia surviving this long is a miracle, and that miracle is called Hungary that guaranteed their independence. Well, at least Uzbeks migrated into Oirat for the purposes of name placement, apparently not much else. I guess they just really wanted to border the Ming. But don't worry, Albania may be making a comeback back to their German territory, because as the Age of Reformation is upon us, they've also... Okay, they tried, but that's it. I guess that's the issue with Albania existing, because when they do, they have low miltech relative to everyone else, they lose the revolts. So they kind of need to not exist to be able to pop up. But then they pop up and then stop existing. Mahafaly might be landing on the continent, on top of the other landings they've already done. No, okay, wait, where did the Mahafaly rebels just run away from Kilwa into the Conk? They did. What are they doing? What are these rebels doing? Okay. So Kilvan separatists that are now just walking around the Congo? Just for fun? Right. I see. I think the Swedes did their missions and they've culture converted Scanland to Sweden. So if anyone ever says that this land is Danish, no, this is like the only place where Swedish people live. Fascinating. Albania is back! They've returned back to apparently their homeland of Circassia. Okay, great news for Albania. They have some Orthodox rebels, so they might be going Orthodox in this case. That might change their rebel dynamic. But okay, Albania has returned and mostly kept up on tech. If we take a look at technologies, Yeah, Miltech 10, but, you know, they have 9, so something. And God, even Ulm over here has managed to hold on to Memmingen, so even Ulm has partaken in the Albanian extravaganza. And okay, Congo or Kilwa didn't end up breaking to any Mahafaly separatists, but Chokwe ended up getting expansion, and Chokwe is one of the few countries in the world, I'm assuming at this point, that's still not accepting Albanian. Bengal's going in a great game though, damn. Go Bengal. Also, Janzhou has migrated into Ainu. Fascinating. Okay. And the Baluchistan separatists are sieging out Ming. Oh god, they're sieging out Ming. Wait. Oh no. If they enforce, China's just going to become Baluchistan, isn't it? Okay, and the Baluchistan rebels are fighting peasants? No. Okay. And then the Chinese are able to... the Baluchistans and the peasants need to unite in their vision of a Baluchistani China. That being said, though, oh god, okay. They also have some Muar separatists somehow. And Amargos. And oh, what is going on in China? I mean, it's 33 mandate. They have some mandate. It's not the end of the world, but this could be it. They break to rebels here. It's genuinely over. And they are, after all, in the crisis of the Ming Dynasty. Oh, and I compliment Bengal, and they immediately get invaded by Vijayanagar, of course. And, you know, while that's happening, they have a couple Baluchistan separatists. They don't think Baluchistan exists. No, they're even... No, they're here. They've popped back out. Baluchistan is here. I repeat, Baluchistan has landed with defensive ideas to buff their rebels. Okay. This Mahafaly Kurdistan. Okay. Oh, God. At least Albania's mostly having the decency to stay within their new homeland, although they have gained another province. Which is in... they're back in Germany. Alright. Albania has made their way back into Germany. Okay, it begins. China's losing Wu and Yu, which means... Yep. Oh, no. They did take back Beijing, though, and the Baluchistan rebels are forced to fight peasants a lot of the time, which does weaken them. Mahafaly's back to dealing with Padecuris, okay. I mean, 217 dev for AI Mahafaly in 1535 is genuinely quite incredible, believe me, but... what is this country? Oh, okay, Shun has popped out now, so that's a thing. Probably not a good thing, actually, for the Amargo... oh, God. 85k Amargo separatists. Are these Nanai separatists? They are. Do they still even have Baluchistan? No, they're back to Amargo separatists, which, again... oh, Jesus Christ. Alright, terrible Mahafaly developments. They seem to be at war with the entire world, so I think this might be it for the Mahafaly Empire. They've kind of made enemies, I think, right about everywhere. Oh god, it happened. It's Baluchistan South China. Okay, they're here. 471 dev Baluchistan. They have their unique ideas with -10 shock damage received, their forcemen, their eventual army tradition. I mean, they're not great, don't get me wrong, but yep, Baluchistan South China. Okay. And Baluchistan Central Asia. And of course the Baluchistan heartlands over here. It's kind of poetic that Albania truly has guided the others to a treasure that they themselves cannot possess. 3 provinces, 3 cores isn't as amazing as what Mahafaly was getting up to, or Baluchistan. Like, come on. And Persia, what are you doing? Why, Persia? What? Okay. Yeah, the expansion is really whack, with the cultures being what they are. Oh, and of course... oh no, they're getting taken back over by Ming separatists. Okay. The Ming might be making the greatest comeback. The greatest comeback. They've got mandate back somehow. Okay, Mahafaly has been really cut back down to size. They've lost a lot of their development. They're down to 11 provinces. They might be getting kicked out of their homelands at this rate. They'll be losing Kurdistan. Yeah, losing Idach. They'll be reduced. Their new capital of Gabu. Maybe if they go colonial, this will be the way for Mahafaly to still win. Also, big AQ. Apparently all they needed was, again, everyone to be Albanian. But yeah, the Mandate of Heaven is also gone. It was destroyed by Baluchistan. AI Baluchistan. And Shun is now going ham into Oirat and everyone else. So that's the Chinese successor state for you. They are 98% Albania, but they are at least 1% Z-base. Their primary culture is still, yeah, this one. I also love how normally in vanilla, Korea does absolutely nothing, and in this campaign they've also done absolutely nothing. As for Albanian, the Albanian Cossacks in Germany have now been replaced by Albanian nobles in Germany, so yeah, I mean, not the best showing from Albania. Expected a lot more from them, I'll be honest. They've also lost at least one of those provinces. Yep, Circassia is back. They've gone down to the one mountain. But hey, at least they still have their unique tier 1 reform. That's it. Baluchistan broke to Ming rebels, so Ming is back. Baluchistan's been reduced to a couple provinces and their holdings in Arabia. God, what a mess. But okay, Ming is back. They just had a bit of a Baluchistan temporary state, and of course Baluchistan now has cause on this until 1701. Also, you're wondering what's happening in the New World. Honestly, really not much. Speaking of, though, I do believe Albania is about to gain an extra province. Yep, Albania has now secured Regensburg. And they're Protestant. Okay. But I think they're about to... Yep, English might be kicking Albania out of the empire again. Okay. There's somehow Albania separatists spawn and immediately get killed. Oh. Is Ulm involved? Ulm seems to have a vendetta of every time that Albania pops up in Germany, Ulm shows up to kick them back out of Germany. Come on, Ulm, you can share the spotlight. I would have made Swabian the primary culture, but it would have gone to Swabian rebels, not to Ulmer rebels, you know? So I didn't do Rome or the other cultures as well. I wanted to see Ulmer particularists actually, Ulmer separatists actually happen, basically. And I think that's it for Mahafaly. I think that might be it for Mahafaly. Some beautiful, beautiful reconquest, don't get me wrong, but 4 provinces, practically all of them occupied. Apart from, of course, the Kong. You guys can deal with that, right? There you go, yes you can. Okay. Was getting worried for a second. The Timurids also decide to survive in Kashmir over here. Fascinating. Okay, Mahafaly has survived, I do believe, on 2 provinces and 7 development. They've migrated down to Idaho now, so that's nice, and they have at least a little bit of a colony over here. No, Funge. You're going to break to Mahafaly separatists again. Not again. I think they might just. I think they might about to be 100%ed by... Yep. I think if they enforce, that's literally everything. Okay. I think Mahafaly might have a little bit of new life coming to them soon. And there we go, they're back. Wait, are they a... Oh no, Benin made them a vassal. The ultimate play by Benin, are they going to just randomly gain vassal land? Oh, God. Benin has plans. Okay. But yeah, to be honest, outside of places like Funge, I think the rebels just aren't really strong enough to do much of anything, unfortunately. And every time they do pop up, yeah, usually they're not in a strong enough state to survive. And yeah, Albania does seem to insist on pretty constant bankruptcy. It does really mess with AI expansion path. Like, you normally don't see Venice going to Florence over here. Like, it's just weird, to be honest. Poland's done some really wacky stuff. It's just off. Like, super early Persia, that looks very unusual. Delhi going over here. Bengal just kind of expanding everywhere, to be honest. And to be fair, if you disregarded the random dots of Mahafalys around the places and, like, the Baluchistan Lizal, right? Wait, Baluchistan is a march of a Dal. Oh god, okay. That's quite the play by a Dal, that's for sure. But the world looks, I wouldn't say normal, but almost believable. Like, you can imagine 1 in 100 games Persia does something like this. And at this point, the islet of Misir is bigger than the Ottomans. That said, I think they're finally putting a stop to Burgundy. New World is still mostly Albanian, just a couple odd colonies here and there, but nothing too crazy. And hey, look at them, the Fulani are back, but they're working very, very hard to, like, blend in with the Albanians. I still love how Korea has decided to, yet again, do absolutely nothing. Like, whether Korea is Albanian or Korean, it doesn't matter. And hey, look at that, even Ryukyu survived. I see Albania's getting kicked out of Germany again. Is Ulm involved? Let me guess. No, Ulm's not involved in this one. Alright, fair enough. Don't think anyone's making their way over to the Albanian homeland, though, as it were. And hey, the Netherlands are here. The Netherlands formed. Neat. They are 100% Albanian, of course, but they're here. And there we go, Albania's been reduced down to their one province. They've been kicked back out of Germany again. Certainly a very ambitious country. That's a lot of fascinating desires, but, you know, it's just what the Albanians consider as rightfully theirs. But yeah, I'll be honest, very, very few countries are weak enough to actually have rebel issues. Or at least rebel issues they can't deal with, right? It's a weird combination when they need to be strong enough to expand and gain separatism, but not so strong they can just kill those rebels. I mean, hey, even Ajuran managed here. They're making a bit of a comeback. Oh no, and Albania's Kabaria, yep, and there we go. That's it. I think Albania is, yep, no longer with us. And the few other revolt attacks, Mahafaly, Sus has also gone as being on for a while. Mahafaly is literally a vassal. I don't think anyone's going to be losing to that many rebels. Especially with one accepted culture giving you cultural acceptance of the world. Well, Karbarbia has taken over from Albania as apparently the primary controller here for rebels. As you can see, they're spawning here, but not exactly gaining much success. Yeah, I'll be honest, it's been like another 10 years, not much more for me to say here. Unless something really radical changes, I'm going to be cornered in the 1600s. Big Timbuktu though, that's neat, don't see that every day. And Kilva certainly has committed to their domain over this area. Right, the age is coming to a close, and I'll be honest, it's kind of a toss-up between English Channel and Genoa for the largest trade node, actually. Let's check. Yeah, okay, so nothing crazy out of China or anything. Oh, it's close. They're going for it. 85, or it was 85, 84.8 versus 86. There's the autosave, and there it is. The global trade hub. It's spawned. But I will have to admit, really not too much is changing here. Yep, the Age of Reformation is coming to a close, but the world being Albanian hasn't really had that much of an impact. The rebels are just not strong enough now to ever resist the standing armies of the nations here, so Albania or any other nation isn't really coming back. For those curious, this is the religious map mode, and if we go to the culture map mode, still very, very much Albanian. Muscovite expansions into Siberia have occurred. There is a little bit of Chinese popping back up. The Oromo and Amra have spread around in Africa, and actually quite a bit of Swahili resurgence, Rwandan resurgence, a Congolese resurgence, you know, some neat stuff over here. But of course, the colonizers have also meant that Castilian is here. Well, this is Congolese, to be fair. Scottish Congolese, well, Scottish colonizers. Sweden has popped back up, but again, on topic of the colonizers, in the New World here, big Portugal and Castilian holdings, some French and Breton expansion even, a little bit of New Denmark, and even a little bit of Norwegian expansion too. The English and Americans in Canada and a little bit of the US respectively do exist. But yep, nothing too unusual on that front. And is that a spot of Portuguese? It is, in Portuguese Australia. Yep, that's the thing. It's a cursed world, but not too unusual. As long as you don't look too closely at Mahafaly owning the Central Sahara, you might even think it's a normal game. But with that said, that is unfortunately all the time I have for you today. Thank you very much for watching, with a special thank you to all my channel members, especially Ark, Solar, Lemon, Lozendikar, Nick Huss, Nanhatan, Star72, The Awesome Rabbit, Best Pro Gaming, Grandma Flavia, Lebarude, W Haste, Sov, Anthony35, AC Napo, Conspiracy Pizza, Yukata, Dunray, Marvy, Jack, Ryland, Stuart Allen, Andrew Black, Nebula, Zamtronic, and Toynet.